So George Birge, obviously a big time in your career right now as you have just such a smash song on your hands. Let's start with the beginning because we've heard the story now. Originally, a song pitched to Jason. You have it now, and now where it's at and how it's performing for you. I have to know: has there been any communication since then with Jason in regard to the success?
Yeah, so I had never met Jason when I had originally pitched him the song and then asked for it back. And he treated me amazingly, was excited for me and my opportunity, gave me the song back, which has now obviously completely changed my life, right? It's my first ever hit. Like it's opened all the doors in the world for me. A couple months back, Jason and I are both mutual friends with Ray Lynn, and we were at a launch party for her new clothing line, and Jason was there, and we had mutual friends that were kind of knew the story about me pitching the song to him and then asking for it back, and they're like, well, y'all got to meet. And so I ended up talking to him, and he was just the most genuine guy in the world. He was super excited that it had taken off the way it had, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I've been watching it." He's like, "It's flying up the charts," which made me feel, super honored. And then the coolest part for me was he talked to me for almost 30 minutes about the parallels of our career and like how he had had a couple record deals that didn't work out in the beginning, and then how it was one song that completely changed his life, and how it was with a kind of a newer label that when he started, that turned into this monster, and what life looks like after your first hit, and how you navigate those waters, and building the live show, and going from clubs to theaters to arenas to headlining amphitheaters. And I left there feeling 10 feet tall. I just was so fired up to get to talk to one of my idols, and the fact that he'd been watching my career and rooting for me. It was the best. It was really cool.
I love that. But you kind of alluded to it as well because you've had songs that have been good songs, right? You've had those songs that you felt like were going to go all the way and maybe they didn't exceed expectations. So, what is the difference with this one? Not only with the song, but just promotionally and anything else that you got going on. What was the difference?
In Nashville, we say like it only takes one song to change your life, and this was mine. I think the difference on this was it was the first time I felt like I wasn't chasing something. I wasn't trying to sound like somebody else or trying to make it sound like a hit. I was writing a song from an honest place about like how I felt about my wife when we first started dating, and how I still feel about her now. And I think when you're authentic and you're true to yourself, other people can relate to that because they all have similar experiences. And so it was just a real song, and it was the first time that I wasn't chasing. I was just being who I am. And I think country listeners just kind of embraced that and ran with it. And it's fun for me to see people, taking the song and making it soundtracks to their own lives, right? Whether it's the relationships they're in or somebody that they're missing or somebody it makes them thinking about. The fact that we can all share that together it's the coolest.
Yeah, I love that. You mentioned Ray Lynn and talking about how people are adapting the song. So, kind of a twofold part here that you have a remix of the song that's out now, which is awesome, and then you've got another song with Ray Lynn. So, first and foremost, you know where the trajectory of this song is going. How far ahead are you planning ahead for that next step? And then, what is that next step? Are you even allowed to say what's next for George Birge?
Yeah, so we have a lot of stuff in the works. This song, doing what it's done has opened so many doors for me. And so I've been recording. I've got about a half an album done, and then I have the other half on the way. I'm kind of hunkering down for the next month and a half, just trying to write a couple more for the album. But we've got plans to start releasing music as early as February of next year. I have a pretty good inclination on what the next single is, which I'm really excited about. And 2024 is going to be the most music I think I've ever released. So that for me is like, I couldn't be more excited. That's what I love to do. I love to make music. I love to share it. I love to connect with listeners. And that's the whole reason I do any of this. And so to be in a spot where I'm going to get to start just putting stuff out that I'm really proud of, it's going to be a really, really good year. And then we've got some crazy touring on top of that. We're going out with Parker McCollum, which is going to be awesome to start the year. Have a massive summer tour that we just inked that will announce the top of next year, which will be the biggest artist I've ever been out with. And that's a little hint for you guys anyways. And yeah, we've got some really, really great stuff cooking. So it's going to be a good year.
I love that. And you do have the stop coming to 8 Second Saloon as well here in Indy. And I'm
Yes,
very excited.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be awesome. So we're very excited. And then obviously the new music on the way. Very excited for that as well. Any surprises that people are going to be like, I was not expecting that?
That's a great question. I think that it will be a good mix of like, super modern stuff and then like the traditional stuff that I was raised on. I want it to kind of just be a listening experience, this album, and kind of, run the gamut from like everything that inspires me and everything that I draw from when I'm writing. So I think that it will definitely be just a variety of things, but all kind of rooted in, who I am and what I want to say. So it's going to be really cool.
I love it. Awesome. And then final question I have for you here is every single time I see you, social media, other interviews, anything that you're doing, you're wearing the same hat. How many of those hats do you actually have? Do you have a closet full? Do you have like just place an order whenever you need one?
Yeah, Tecovas is so good to me. I'm super thankful for those guys. They've been an awesome sponsor, and I just like the way that the hat looks.
Yeah.
Fans are rabid for these hats. I mean, they and I'll go out on the road and I only have so many with me, and I'm always somebody's trying to talk me out of this hat. But
Right.
I have, I'll show up and there'll be 50 of them waiting on the doorstep because summer it gets sweaty, and then you get
Yeah.
the rings on the hats and stuff. But I do have a pretty good collection of them. But when I'm done with them, I try to sign them and give them away too. So yeah.
There you go. I love that. I actually had that with one of my buddies' farms. He had hats for his farm, and I had actually labeled under the brim "going out hat" and "work hat," so I knew which one was sweaty and which one wasn't.
That's it. Next time you see me, you'll see show hat,
So
interview
yeah,
hat. Yeah.
right. George, I appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much for your time, and look forward to having you here in Indy. And congratulations on the success so far, and looking forward to more.
Thanks for always being a supporter, Matt. Great talking to you, brother.
You too, brother. Thanks,
See
man.
you, bud.